Hi guys, I'm Woodcraft Hamster and I thought I'd do a slightly odd review for you today. Now recently I've been on a bit of a quest to find a coffee flask both for bushcrafting, to and from work and out here in my workshop. And I'm not here to bash other brands, but everyone I've tried so far has had some sort of fault, generally leaking. And you know, I normally like to throw these things in a rucksack. You know, I'll put them upright, but you know, they do move around, and after a while sloshing about, they tend to leak around the seams, and it's just really been no good for my purposes. So I was looking around, doing a bit of Googling, got some recommendations, and I believe my quest is now over. Now I wanted to introduce you to this today. This is the Thermos Stainless King. And it's a 470 milliliter. They do a bigger version, I think it's a 1.2 litre one as well. I wanted something that was going to be small enough to go in a rucksack, enough to give me, you know, a couple of cups. It comes with a little cup on the lid, and I'll explain more about that later. But it was really just enough for me to have one or two coffees while I'm out, keep it hot, and not spill anywhere. Now I've been using this for about 2 weeks now, and it's been doing really well. So what I think I'll do is I'll move the camera a bit closer in and I'll just show you this in a little bit more detail. Right then guys, so this is the Flask. I got the midnight blue version, but there's a bunch of other colours available, from a really garish raspberry pink to quite a nice looking copper actually. But I wanted something that wasn't too shiny, too obtrusive or sort of in your face. Now it's a really simple design. It comes in 3 parts. You have a lid which doubles as a drinking cup. I have found one small problem with this, apart from the fact that it only holds sort of like a quarter of a cup. That's fine, I like to drink things slowly anyway. But although it's plastic lined, the metal on the outside, the stainless steel, does get very warm. The flip side to that is it does allow things to cool down quite quickly once it's out in the open. So, you know, if it was a cold winter's day, you could probably warm your hands with it, which is great. But, you know, it is quite warm to the touch, almost to the point of not being able to hold it if the coffee is really, really hot. Second part is this. Now, this is the seal and pouring spout. So if I take this out, hopefully not drip coffee everywhere. You can see there you've got a seal down here, you've got a little screw thread, and these little bits here is where you will pour your coffee from. Now where I've been using this recently, I've not managed to spill any, which is a first for me. It tends to pour pretty well, doesn't drip all over the place like some that I've used. What else to say about this? So I've been using it a couple of weeks, and I've not preheated this at all. What you're supposed to do, if you want to keep things really hot, pour some boiling water in there, leave it to sit for 5 or 10 minutes, and then put your coffee in. I haven't bothered, and the first time I used this, the day I got it home, I cleaned it out, I put some coffee in there at about 7 in the evening and left it, completely forgot about it. And the next day I got home from work, we just had dinner, it was probably about 7:30, 7:45, so it'd been in there a full 24 hours. And I thought, oh, do you know what, I'll give it a try. It's probably gone stone cold, and it was actually still warm. Now I can't say that it was hot, but it was certainly drinkable. You know, it was above lukewarm but not hot. So that kind of sold it for me. I've had this in a rucksack. I've been shaking it around inside my house, you know, turning it upside down, leaving it on its side, and it has not spilt once. And for me, that's the absolute winning quality. Even if the coffee cooled down quicker than I wanted, that would have sold it for me. Now, I put some coffee in this at about 6 o'clock this morning. It's now about 2, so it's been in there a good stretch. And if I just show you the pour, let's say it pours out really, really nicely. It stops as soon as you tilt it up, so you're getting no spillage, no wastage, and hopefully you can see the steam rising off this. I'm not sure if you can on this camera. But it is still very, very hot, and I certainly won't be sipping this just yet, because I've kind of learnt my lesson, that it is very, very hot when it comes out. But you know, as I say, these little small cups, and I can feel that warming up as it stands. I'm going to leave that in there for a minute just to see if it gets too hot to hold. But you know, for me, to and from work, this is really, really useful, and also while I'm sitting at work. You know, bushcrafting wise, it's brilliant, because if I'm going somewhere where I can't have a fire or don't want to have a fire, you know, wasn't planning on having one at least, I can take my coffee with me on the go. And even just here in my workshop now, you know, we're in summertime at the moment. We've had an unseasonably warm summer, but in the winter time I do like to have a hot drink out here. Now it's no great problem, I can bring a cup of coffee out from the house, but I'm usually carrying a rucksack and some tools and my camera and everything else, and it's just nice and easy just to have it in here. It's going to stay hot. I can kind of do a small cup every now and again as I want to, and it's, for me, it's just really, really useful. So this is now getting quite warm. I mean, I can certainly hold it, and if it was a cold day it would warm my hands, but as I say, I think some people probably wouldn't like it. And the real reason I've done this video today is I found a lot of online reviews about this. I scoured YouTube and just could not find anything. There were a few reviews on this, but none of them that went into particular detail, and the thing that I was looking for, which hopefully this video will help at least someone, is that this doesn't spill, it keeps things hot as the manufacturer says it does, and it just seems to work really, really well. Right then guys, so it's been about 5 minutes. This has now cooled down enough to drink, and holding on to this stainless steel cup, I mean, it's warm to the touch. It would certainly be quite nice on a winter's day, but it's not burning me. There was a few reviews on, I think it was Amazon, and people were really complaining about how hot this cup got. And I suppose if you've got very sensitive hands, maybe it would be a problem, but I think for most of us it's probably going to be fine. Pouring it out and sitting in this cup with a nice open top allows the coffee to cool down pretty quickly. It's probably a good thing this cup is on the smaller side on that basis alone. But there is something really nice about a decent cup of coffee. Now, I usually use things like instant coffee when I'm bushcrafting, and there's nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't beat a really nice proper cup of ground coffee. And yes, you know, I can use things like cowboy coffee methods or a French press or something like that, but it is a bit of a faff out in the field. So for me, this is going to be really useful if I'm going out for a day or an afternoon. I want to take some coffee with me, especially in the colder months. You know, you just got something to recharge yourself, get yourself warm from the inside. And as I say, the thing that sold me on this more than anything is, one, it's nice and portable, it's a good size, just under 500 mils, which is about right for me. It's about a cup and a half of normal coffee for me, and that works really, really well. And yeah, you know, it just seems to work really well. No spillage, no issues like that. And that was the thing that was really irritating me with other brand Thermos containers, is that they would spill everywhere. No matter what I did, I checked the seals, I preheated them, I did everything the manufacturers suggested, and they always seemed to leak. So 2 weeks in, this is going really well, and you'll probably be seeing this on some more of my bushcrafting videos. So I hope it was useful, guys. Comments and questions in the box below. Hit like and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I hope you'll all join me next time. Cheers, guys.